course, Salem's already qualified for the playoffs by their power ratings. Of course, they would like to win out the district. In the Class AA Region 3 Division 4, Salem and Amherst have both qualified for the state playoffs. Now, Pulaski, we were talking about it early, they control their own destiny. They're in third, right behind Amherst and Salem. Of course, William Fleming knocking on the door, just about 1.4 points behind them. So, you know, Pulaski needs to win outright, and they'll control their own destiny.
And you know what, at this point, Marty, I saw the Richlands team play while I was on my hiatus. They're not bad.
No, number one team in the state.
They're a pretty athletic football team. And Pulaski controlling their own destiny at this point, controlling your own destiny to go on to play a Richlands team, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And you know why it's a good thing? Because you know what you're facing down the road. You never look beyond week to week and who you're playing this week, but at the same time, it's the head coach's position in this particular environment of high school football to go, now if we win out, where's it going to be?
And it's good to see Richlands back in. And of course, they had that during that run with Dennis Vaught, and then that, of course, Salem and Richlands in that playoff game. It had a little controversy. Yeah, but got to remember, in the back of the minds of a lot of people in this area, Christiansburg handled Richlands in the preseason scrimmage pretty handily.
Let me tell you a story, Marty. Can I tell you a story? When we beat Graham handily as a junior in my high school years, many moons ago, in a preseason scrimmage, handily, Marty, 28-7, and we only played 2 corners. And we sat at home in November as Graham went on to win the state championship. It mattered very little at that time. Those teams were young in that first game of the season, especially in the scrimmage environment. These teams are much better today, the 8th and 9th week of the season, than they were then.
And we missed it out here, but I think Salem won the toss, but deferred and will kick to Blacksburg the way it looks. So we'll wait and we'll see coming out. But, you know, we talk about the Christiansburg team. Liberty in the Class AA Region 3 Division 3 has qualified already. Cave Spring Christiansburg meet tonight. The winner of that game, they're going to the playoffs, bottom line.
And those two teams, Marty, I hate to keep saying it, are not slouches. We've got a great district here. It's full of strong, very competitive teams. And I think the best part about it is both coaches there, they're competitive as all get out. If you don't think Cromer's competitive after bringing his team out last week and putting it to Pulaski, I think somewhat intentionally, because a year ago, we saw the same thing only reversed.
Very true. Now Salem did decide to, decided to receive. They won the coin toss, and they will receive. So Blacksburg will be kicking off to begin this game. And here we go, folks. The last home game for the Blacksburg Bruins in a perfect role, perfect position now to play Spoiler in the River Ridge District race. Here comes the kickoff. Back deep and about the 2-yard line, but it's going to go short, and that's where it's going to be taken at about the 28. And very quickly, he brings it back up to about the 45, 41-yard line.
Blacksburg, good coverage there. Intentional short kick, trying to keep it away from the speedy DeJuan Smith and company that are deep for Salem. Now we're going to get our first look at the defense coming out here, and they're looking like they're fired up.
Of course, on defense, we're looking at Sean Bennett across the front with Everett Russell at the other end. Ray Williams, of course, left tackle, right tackle is Taylor Williams. Inside linebacker, Tyler Holmes and Josh Price. Outside linebackers, Joey Phillips and Josh Reynolds. And, of course, in the secondary, Greg Keys, Jake Below, and Stuart Worley. Under center is Gaines with 2 setbacks. He's going to go to the air right away. Got a man open at about the 30-yard line. Going to air it out, and it's going to be called. Salem right away taking advantage and throws it to the 19-yard line. When they finally mark, it's going to be at the 18.
Tony Spradlin, number 3 for Salem, got loose up the middle, and they've switched it from our sheet here, Marty. They've got Greg Keys playing deep, and they moved Stuart Worley to the quarterback position. Keys was the deep man there and just got Spradlin in front of him. Great pass by the quarterback for Salem.
41 yards in the air for the completion. 1st and 10 now for Salem. The ball is going to be marked at about the 17-yard line of Blacksburg. So Blacksburg already trying to get back up off their heels. Gaines trying to set up now the power I. Receiver split both sides. This time he's going to looked like a miss handoff there, but he breaks up the middle, and it's going to be a touchdown. And that is Michael Turk, 17-yard run. And very quickly, Salem is on the board with 11-19. So we've seen 2 plays in 40 seconds, and Salem jumps all over the Bruins.
Marty, they're explosive. This is our first opportunity to see the Salem team live, but on paper, they're not this explosive. And that was an incredible quick 2-play drive. Quick strike to Spradlin, which ate up the majority of the yards, and then the 8-yard gainer right up the gut. Just dominant on the first drive.
Point after is down, and here comes the kick. It's up, and it's good.
Almost got in there on that one.
So very quickly, Salem goes up on 2 plays, 41 seconds, 7-0. We're going to take a quick 30-second break and come back here at Bill Brown Stadium. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruin Football on Super Talk 101.7.
There's been so many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. No stopping, no stopping, no stopping, no stopping, no stopping, no stopping, no stopping.
And back at Bill Brown Stadium, where Salem has jumped up on Blacksburg first. They go up 7-0 on 2 plays. That first one was a 41-yard pass, a strike by Gaines.
Beautiful pass. Marty, I think we're as stunned as the sideline is right now. And Coach Chris, being the very professional, experienced coach that he is, brought his offensive side and said, all right, let's go back there and return it, and let's get to work.
Here comes the kick. It's going to be a deep one. Keys back to receive it. Going to take it about the 2-yard line. A fake reverse. It looked good there for a second. Keys going to bring it out, but he's not going to go anywhere. Brings it to the 14. 12-yard return, and that's where the Bruins will take over. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
The reverse, a pretty good idea right there. 35, the other deep man from Blacksburg, Charles Sullivan. He's quick. So if you catch him on a corner on a reverse play like that, he can turn it up and do some serious damage. But Keys' footing slipped out from underneath him on the 15, and that's where the Bruins will take over.
And what I might have done is set it up to run later and see if they can catch him off guard. 1st and 10, no huddle. Trey Gresh at quarterback, 2 receivers, both sides of the field. Spread offense now. Keys is a lone setback. Gresh is in the shotgun. Here comes the snap, and here comes the Spartans. Taking a long time to get it back. Gresh now looking to the sideline to see if they're going to change anything. And they move Keys back to the other side of Gresh. Taking a long time to get it set. Keys gets the handoff. Nothing there. Salem's middle of the defensive line all over him. Going to lose 4 yards. Nick Charles. My, oh my, he was in the backfield before they even handed the ball off.
Wonderful penetration off the end from Nick Charles. The left tackle there just missed it. Reminiscent of Warren Sapp when he played Tech over here. He just blew right past the left tackle for Blacksburg, got in the backfield and just tattooed Latrell Keys.
2nd down and 13 now for Gresh in the shotgun formation. Staying in that spread offense. This time he's going to come to pass out here to DeSalvo. DeSalvo had some running room, but it closed quickly. Going to pick up about 9 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4 for the Bruins.
Cameron Chaney giving us a little bit of a taste of what we're going to see all night. Corner blitz by Salem. Cameron Chaney came off the corner, tattooing Gresh after he let go of the ball.
Gresh standing in there. 3rd down and about 3 now. Short 3. 2 receivers split both sides. They stayed in that spread formation. This time that quick pass out to the side. It's going to pick up the 1st down. Can't see who the receiver was.
Looked like Harrison on that one.
Yeah, Harrison on the far side picks up 7 yards. Going to bring up a 1st down now.
Lapuasa covered by 3 Salem Spartans. Knew he was going to get tattooed. Great concentration. Way to catch that ball and bring it in.
We're seeing great concentration for Trey Gresh standing in there and getting hit after he throws the ball. So we'll see how long that might last.
Salem only rushing 4 on that play. So they didn't bring even the heavy hitters. They just brought 4.
Latrell Keys the only setback. We stay in that spread formation. Shotgun formation for Gresh. Handoff comes to Keys. He's got some running room this time inside the tackles. Going to pick up 6 yards. Nice blocking by the offensive line that time.
Great quick hit from Keys. That's what they're going to need to do to slow down this aggressive defense. Try some quick hitting plays right up the gut. Hand it off to Keys, who is a very powerful runner in a small package.
6'5", 222-pound junior Luke Guard in the middle of that line for Salem.
He's pretty big. He's pretty big. Pretty big film.
They went to his side that time, and he was double teamed and triple teamed, and that's what opened the hole. Here we go. Shotgun formation. We stay in the spread. Gresh in a shotgun. Going to fake the handoff and going to keep it this time. Going to pick up near the first down. Looks like he got it from here. 4 yards on the gain.
Mark Hannabury came in on the tackle there. Salem, a pretty hard-hitting team. What Blacksburg needs to do here is continue to grind it out. They're very close to the first down marker. Right now having a little counsel for the referees out there. Looks like they're going to bring the chains out.
Looks like it was a bad spot, and it's going to be close, and we'll see the chains brought out. But I tell you one thing that we've seen in the last 2 games that they're already showing right now, Kelly, is even if they get behind, they're still keeping their heads up. That's a sign that these youngsters have matured.
Well, when you've played so many close games, Marty, and we've watched them. We've watched all these close games that they've played over and over and over again. By the way, very close mark. Still got the first down. That's beyond the chains.
By about an inch.
When you play all these close games, you come to realize that this game is played in 4 quarters, not 1. And it doesn't matter whether you score on 1 play or 2 plays. It's played in 4 quarters. This game, there's a lot of football left.
Gresh barking out the call with no huddle. He's going to roll left, got some running room, and had a receiver open for a moment. It's going to be intercepted by Tony Spradlin, the defensive back for Salem. He was open, and he might have waited just a little bit too long to get it over there to the salvo.
Greg Keys was standing there waiting. I think that he was open for about a split second, Marty. But number 3 for Salem got up under there, Tony Spradlin, with another big play. Of course, he was the one that made that great interception at the early part of the game, first play of the game, in fact. And he's not a tall fella. He's easy to miss.
1st and 10 now on the Blacksburg side of the field. Great field position here for Salem. They're going to go to spread offense of their own. 3 receivers on the far side. Shotgun formation for Gaines. He's going to look to pass under some heavy pressure. Down the left side, he's got a man open, but he's going to overthrow him. That time, great pressure by Sean Bennett to rush Gaines just a little bit.
I want to go back for a minute, Marty, to the last play of the interception. The positive of that play for Blacksburg was you saw the way that they moved Gresh to the left and tried to get him out of the pocket to escape the pressure that Salem's bringing every time. So a great effort there, even though he threw the interception. Good work by the coaching staff to get him out of the pocket.
Yeah, we're starting to see some pressure there by Bennett from that side. We'll see if now from the middle linebacker, Holmes can get in there. He's the only man staying back now as they're dropping back into coverage. 3 receivers far side, Salem coming out to pass. Got a man open down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete.
Ball is thrown to number 3, Tony Spradlin. Blacksburg lining up 5 on the line of scrimmage that time, dropping 5 deep with the center post, Tyler Holmes right in the center. They pressured Gaines a little bit, not a lot, but they made him rush that pass.
That's a sign of maturity there, that the defense is able to back off a little bit, and the linebackers now playing coverage. Going to bring up 3rd and 10. Still with 3 receivers far side for Salem. Gaines in a shotgun formation, 1 receiver our side of the field. So they're looking to pass it again. Back to pass. Under some pressure this time. Heavy pressure. Ramsey in there. He's going to run for his life. Gaines got running room to the left. He's going to tuck it in, but he's not going to get much anywhere. Well, he broke 2 tackles on his own. He's going to end up near the first down marker. They had him deep in the backfield, Kelly, and he just broke several tackles, including that heavy pressure by Ramsey that started it all.
Marty, all I can do at this point is rub my forehead like half the coaching staff is doing. They had him wrapped up 2 yards from the line of scrimmage. They had him locked in, and in an opportunity with a quarterback like Gaines, you have to take advantage. You have to wrap up. They pushed him from the pocket, and they could not close the deal.
He only gained 10 yards going north to south, but if you go east to west, he gained about 30. 1st and 10 now for Salem. Ball marked at the 38-yard line of Blacksburg. This time a power I formation, and it comes to the up back. The fullback that time, I believe, is Cheney. and he might have picked up 2 yards on the carry.
And what the Salem coaching staff saw there, Marty, was, okay, enough passing. Let's get back to pounding the ball and grinding it, because I don't want to have any more quarterback injuries. I don't want to have any risk. We're going to get back to grinding these 3-yard and a cloud of dust plays out.
Well, Gaines had 31 yards last week against Cave Spring, so he can run the ball. Last week, they only threw the ball 6 times against that Cave Spring Knight team. 2 receivers our side of the field. The handoff's going to go in the backfield this time. That is to Grisby, I think it is. No, Turk again. He's going to pick up near the first down. So Turk showing some running room. He didn't even run really last week in that game against Cave Spring. Didn't have any carries. And is going to pick up another first down. Ramsey on the tackle.
Turk is a gritty interior back, Marty. He's not going to be a guy that's going to break it out and outrun you to the corner. He's a gritty interior back. You'll see him on traps a lot. You're going to see him on a lot of off-tackle plays, but you're not going to see him breaking the corner sweeps.
Gaines under center, 7:24 to go. 2 receivers our side of the field. Handoff is to the up back this time, and that is to Cheney. He's going to pick up maybe 6 yards. And again, now Salem's starting to grind it out a little bit.
And Salem's not a team that's picking up 3 or 4 yards. I'd like to correct my earlier statement. They're 6 yard in a cloud of dust in it right now.
Of course, coming into this game, the Salem offense has scored 28 points an average a game, while their defense has only given up 8 points. Right now, they're up 7-0 with the clock down to 6:45 here in this first quarter as they're knocking on the door in Bruin territory at about the 20-yard line. 2nd and 5. Split receivers both sides of the field. Gaines is going to hand it back to his up back. And he might have got back to the original line of scrimmage. Turk the carrier. First man in there was Joey Phillips. Nice job on the defense.
And a great penetration by Ray Williams to break up that trap play. He shoved his man into the backfield, making Turk run into the back of his offensive lineman. Great penetration by Williams there in the defensive line.
Don't know what's up, but we haven't seen Smith out there.
Keep waiting. Unfortunately, that's not a good sign, Marty, for the Bruins at this point. Let's get him out there and let's see what he can do off the bat.
Power I formation, Gaines under center again. 2 receivers split both sides. Going to be a quick handoff, some movement there. Handoff was to Turk again, but it looks like there was movement on the offensive line, and we'll move it back 5 yards to bring up 3rd and 10 now.
Salem is not a team that is prone to turnovers because of their offensive strategy, Marty. They're not a team that's going to go out and fumble the ball a lot because they're doing a lot of interior runs. They're not going to have a lot of interceptions because their passing offense is very strategic.
Coach Chris coming down the sidelines. Don't know what's going on. Maybe he's got some technical problems with his headphones. Going to try to get that adjusted for him down there.
Looks like the headset has gone bad for one of the coaches.
3rd down and 10 now as Salem back under center is Gaines. 2 receiver the far side. Going to back the pass. Got a man open for a second, and he ducked under the catch, completes it, and goes to about the 6. So an 11-yard pickup.
Number 3 again, Tony Spradlin.
Tony Spradlin.
And on that play, number 4 for Salem, Jay Nelson, Marty, was open in the dead center of the field because as Gaines rolled left, the defense shifted with him, and Nelson just slipped in the very center of the field.
1st and goal now, marked at about the 6-yard line. Knocking on the door again is Salem. Handoff goes to Turk. Turk's got some running room between the tackles, but it shut up very quickly. He might have got to the 5, Kelly, so it's going to be a 1-yard gain and being 2nd and goal now.
Turk doesn't have a lot of lateral running. He's squaring his shoulders up and he's coming at you. I like the way that Blacksburg collapsed to the center on that play, really putting up a great wall to make Turk run right into him and brought him back with just a 1-yard pickup.
We're already down to 4:44 in the first quarter, so we're moving quickly here. Salem moving left to right across your radio dial, and the Blacksburg now back on their heels at the 5-yard line trying to slam the door as Salem comes a knocking again. 2nd and goal. Handoff's going to go to the deep back. Nothing there. Defense is in the backfield. Very quickly, the man, Tyler Holmes with assist from Joey Phillips, going to lose 5 yards, going to move it all the way back to the 12. And it's going to be 3rd down and goal from the 12.
And what did Salem try to do there, Marty? They tried to put Turk on the corner. They tried to get him on the sweep. Blacksburg was able to collapse quickly because Turk is not an outside runner.
And good job by the defense this time. 2 receivers split both ways. And 2 setbacks behind Gaines, who's under center. He goes back to pass. Nice protection. And he's going to go into the end zone. Let's see, did they rule a catch? Still no signal yet. Still no signal. They say it hit the ground. Incomplete. Ooh. A diving catch. That was good there for the defense because it looked like he caught it on the dive. Going to bring up 4th down and goal now. Ball's going to be marked at the 12-yard line, so the pass goes incomplete.
Timing route there for Gaines and Spradlin. Gaines released that ball well before Spradlin made his cut. But this kicker for Salem is a Mark Mosley style head-on kicker, and he's pretty good.
Coming in, Mark Hannaberry will be set to kick. Or excuse me, Grisby is set to kick. Be a 31-yard attempt. And once he gets set, it's straight on like you're saying, Kelly. Opportunity for the defense or the special teams to get in and see if they can block this one. Kick is up. Oh, they almost got it. And it's going to be no good.
Wide right.
Goes wide right. So the defense is held. So the field goal is no good from 31 yards out. And with 3:45 to go, Salem leads only 7-0 as the ball will be marked at the 20-yard line.
Worley is so close, Marty.
Oh, he was.
If he'll just lay out on that ball, I think he can get a hold of it. He is so close off the edge to picking up the block.
And 1st down and 10 now, like we said, at the 20-yard line. This comes on after the big interception that Salem did not take advantage of. And the offense comes back out for the Blacksburg Bruins. Go without a huddle again. Here they come quickly. 2 receivers this side and 2 on the far side in the spread formation. Gresh in the shotgun formation. Here comes the snap. He's going to keep it, going to go right side. Got some running room, high steps it, and picks up maybe 6 yards before finally being brought down. Design play there for Trey Gresh.
The center judge was a flag, Marty, right up the gut. That's a holding call.
Oh, didn't even
9
see that.
times out of 10.
Didn't see that yellow birdie. Yeah, that's going to bring it back, so nullify a nice run by Gresh.
We're going to get this fuzz cleared up, Marty, one way or another.
It's going to be a 1st down and 15 now with the penalty, 10 yards, as the Bruins are marching backwards. 1st and 20 now. The clock ticks down to 3:41.
Not the way you want to start a drive, Marty.
Gresh now under center. Going to hand off the keys to deep back. Had some running room there. Closed very quickly. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Might have picked up a yard. Going to bring up 2nd down and 19 now as Keys sealed up the hole. 1 yard on that game. 2nd and 19 now. Salem trying to regroup. They're going to call a quick timeout, Kelly. We'll stay with it here as we've got 3:11 clicks left here in this 1st quarter. Salem up 7-0 in a very good ball game.
Real important drive for Blacksburg here, Marty, because when you have a big defensive stand, as Blacksburg did there, and were able to stop Salem really on their own doorstep and to come away with 0 points. Salem had to be frustrated, and the offense has to capitalize on that and begin to drive this ball, giving their defense a break, first and foremost. But second, give this team some confidence that they can play with this very athletic ball club.
2nd and 19, a holding penalty moved them back, and that's going to be a deciding factor here. See, they're going to have to dig out of this hole very quickly. Gresh waiting on the call, finally comes in after he comes back on. And we got to remark again, the 2nd string quarterback, John Cook, who's only a junior, he plays such an important role in this offense. Gresh back to pass, rolls right, got some running room. He's going to pass it down the deep side And it is completed down that far side to Greg Keys. He was in bounds, and it's going to bring up about a 3rd down and 5 now, so 14 yards on the completion.
What a great sign of maturity, Marty, because they didn't try to go for all the marbles. They knew they had 2nd and long. Let's cut this distance in half. Now it's 3rd to about 6 going into this play, a very manageable distance. And they've got some options. They can run the ball, they can go for a short pass, or they can chase it down with a deep pass.
Gresh now runs with 2 receivers on the far side. He's got 2 backs in with him, and he's in shotgun formation. He's going to keep it. Got some running room. He's going to pitch it over here. And the fumble on the play. It's on the ground. They're going to call it a forward pass, Kelly. He was trying to pitch it out to Robert Jennings, but they're going to call it a forward pass and rule it incomplete. It's going to be a punting situation now.
Just as we're reminded how mature this offense is, we're again reminded that they're just freshmen. That was an unnecessary pitch out. He did have a man open. Thank goodness it was ruled an incomplete pass because that ball was on the ground. It was a live ball there had they not ruled it incomplete.
Yeah, and I don't know. It was very close to being a fumble because it wasn't but maybe 2 steps, so it was a good call there by the officials.
The rule is even is pass, right? That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's what they were.
So right now the punt is getting set up. It'll be from the 25-yard line. 1 Salem Spartan back at about the 39. Nice punt this time. Going to take him back to the 34. He's got some blocking room down the left side. Gets the wedge. And it's going to bring it across midfield back to the 44-yard line of Blacksburg. Nice return by the Salem Spartans.
LaPuasa with a 40-yard punt, a really fantastic effort, but Spradlin bringing back a solid 20 yards on the return. He's an athletic player, very gifted, but a good punt by LaPuasa.
And for the 3rd time this evening, Salem starts on the Blacksburg side of the field. 1st and 10 now. It's going to be marked at the 44-yard line of Blacksburg. Clock down to 2:47 here in the 1st quarter. See if the defense can respond. Been back on their heels a lot. They've been on the field a lot. As a power I formation for Gaines for Salem. Goes back to pass. And he's got a receiver down the middle of the field that's going to overthrow him. A nice catch there by Mark Hannaberry. Looked like he'd overthrown him for a second. And he's all the way down to the 15-yard line. So a nice pass, and Hannaberry pulled it in. Hannaberry
finding an opening just behind the linebackers and in front of the quarterbacks off the right side. Great catch on his part. Very athletic, leaping, over-the-shoulder grab.
26 yards on that pass play. Going to be 1st down and 10 now at the 15. So again, Salem knocking at the door. Let's see if Blacksburg can slam it shut for the 2nd time. 2 receivers on our side of the field. Power I formation behind Gaines. Turk is the deep back. Handoff goes to Turk. Nothing there. Brought down
Great
on shoelaces. And guess who it is?
Tyler Holmes. Great penetration on that play. And this is what Blacksburg needs to do, Marty. They need to make Salem put plays together. If Salem's allowed to score in less than 5 plays, then the Blacksburg defense has not done the best job that they can. But if they push them back, they can create some situations where Salem is going to have to kick field goals.
And again, here 2nd down and 11. It was lost a yard on that play. 2 receivers on the far side of the field. Gaines under center. See what the defense can do this time. Handoff goes to Turk. Nothing there again. Nice penetration by the defensive line and the linebackers. And Holmes again leading the way. Going to lose maybe another yard. Going to bring up 3rd and 12 now as Salem goes backwards.
Tyler's found a crease right up the center, and now Josh Price, number 40, is beginning to follow him up that crease. Very quick linebacking core that's easy. That makes it easier to make tackles off the outside.
Yeah, right now they're getting Ryan Tompkins on his heels, a 6'2", 232 lineman for Salem, pushing him backwards, and that's where they're coming from on that side of the ball. Gaines going to roll left, got running room over there, but going to pass the ball, and it's completed to Spradlin. Spradlin's going to be near the 1st down marker, going to pick up 12 yards. We're going to see at the exact mark.
For a team that's great at running the ball, the Salem team passes pretty well. They're putting it in the air, and they're making a number of very successful completion attempts here off the corner and in timing patterns.
1st and goal. Here we go again. We'll have to see what the defense can do now. They're back on their heels once again, but they slammed the door earlier and limited them to a field goal attempt that was missed. Receivers split both sides of the field. The handoff goes to the deep back. That time it looks like Smith on the play. No, Turk again on the carry. Still haven't seen Smith much this evening. Don't know if he's on the sidelines even. Going to get down to about the 3-yard line. Going to bring up 2nd and goal.
Turk piled up in the middle by the linebacking core. Looking for a big stop here. They're definitely getting behind the offensive lineman, or the defensive lineman and the linebacking core for this big stop.
2nd and goal now for the Salem Spartans. Handoff goes to D-back. Turk, he's not going to get much there. Might have got down to the 1 before being stopped. Going to bring up 3rd and goal.
And again, this is what Blacksburg needs to do. Make Salem beat you on the short field. Don't make Salem beat you with the long pass, because they're capable of doing that with the big play potential. Make them beat you on the short field.
That's the end of the first quarter with your score, Salem 7, Blacksburg 0. We'll be right back after this 1-minute break. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruin Football on Super Talk 101.7.
So, Mom, what if something happens? Should I stay where I am and wait for you, or go to Grandma's house since it's closer?
There's no reason not to have a plan in case of a terrorist attack.
Is there a place we all meet? If the phone doesn't work, how will I tell you I'm there?
And one extremely good reason why you should.
What should I do?
Talk to your family about what you would do in case of an emergency. For more information, go to www.ready.gov.
And welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium, where we were getting ready to begin the second quarter. 7-0 is your score. Salem leads Blacksburg, and Salem's knocking on the door. 3rd down and goal from about the 1-yard line.
If that, Marty. It's really short. It's 3rd down and really short.
Grigsby and Turk are your 2 lone backs behind Canes. Some movement on the line. We'll see if Blacksburg was pulled off. Looked like they jumped, but it could have been motion on the offense. It might have brought them across. We'll wait and see what the call is.
Marty, I don't know what half of 0 is. Is that the one where it doesn't make a number, or is it? Because they don't have any distance.
No, they don't.
They've got an inch, if that.
Yeah, it's going to be offsides called against Blacksburg. Going to be inches, half the distance of the goal. Inches.
I think the referee might have just wiggled the football and then stood back up. That's how close it is.
It's about 2 inches now. Moved an inch. 3rd down and goal again with the power I formation. Gaines under center. He does have 2 receivers split both sides, but I don't expect him to throw the ball in this situation. Turk the handoff, met very quickly, and finally we get the signal. He goes in and scores from the 1-yard line.
I'm shocked on that play, Marty, that Gaines just didn't take the snap and just push it in. When you're on the 2-inch line, it's not typical that you're not going to be able to push the defense out 2 inches.
And we're seeing it right now that they're having a tough time, or the officials are taking their time in calling these touchdowns.
They want to be sure, Marty.
Yeah,
that's what they want to be.
so.
They want to be sure.
Extra point is up. And they still haven't signaled it. Now they signaled it. It's good. So with 11:56 to go, we're going to stay with it here. It's Salem 14 and Blacksburg nothing.
And the head-on kicker was not brought in for that extra point. He's going to be your distance guy, Marty. The soccer-style kicker is going to be more than typically the short distance accuracy guy for the Salem team. Salem put together a nice drive there. Credit to Salem. The defense held them right up to the goal line. Now we need the offense to come out from Blacksburg. They need to put on a good offensive effort, keep the defense off the field, and create some situations where they can actually get some points. Down 14-0 at the open of the second quarter. We've had 2 quick strikes for this Salem offense. The first quick strike came, obviously, second play of the game. This one, a little bit more elongated drive. The Blacksburg defense has done what they can do to this point. Now the offense needs to take over and can contribute.
And getting ready to set the kickoff. And we are trying to deal with the technical difficulties we're having right now. A little interference coming from somewhere. Hopefully we take care of it here just shortly. Kick goes back deep. He's going to get it. He's going to fumble it and bobble it there for a second at the 10-yard line and brings it out. Might have gained 3 yards. That's where they're going to take over. 1st down and 10 at about the 13-yard line, Kelly.
And this is about how athletic the Salem team is. The kicker, number 7, Grigsby, down the field on the tackle there. Keys bobbles it slightly, able to recover it, bring the ball out, maybe a 4-yard return on the play. And now Blacksburg needs to take over with confidence on their own 15-yard line. We've talked about it, Marty. Field position in this game has been miserable for Blacksburg, fantastic for Salem. This is the point where the Bruins need to put a drive together, which they're capable of. They've got offensive weapons.
And they're only down 14-0. We've seen them put some points on the boards as of late.
We've seen them in worse situations. We can say that definitively.
First down and 10, balls at the 13-yard line. Gresh under center is going to keep it and go straight up the middle. Might have picked up 2 yards on the carry. Going to bring up 2nd and 8.
Interesting call on that one. It looks like they're trying to slow the pace of the game down, regain command and confidence for their offense. Gresh on the very quick keeper. Now comes to the sideline to get the play in from Cook, 7, who's signaling in the play on the sideline. And Cook, of course, translating that from Coach Christ, who's giving him the plays on the sideline. And this helps Blacksburg create this no-huddle, very quick up-and-down atmosphere and the environment, which makes it tough on the defense. 2nd and
7 on the mark. Gresh got 3 yards. He's under center with 2 setbacks now behind him. 2 receivers split both sides. Going to go back to pass. Rolls left. Going to keep it and tuck it in. Going to be knocked out of bounds maybe after a 2-yard pickup. So Gresh starting to scramble a little bit. And it looks like that's a design play, whether or not he's getting some hurries or not.
Well, down that hurry, I wouldn't call it design. Gresh had about 2 seconds to let that ball go. His receivers didn't have time to get their routes run. With just 2 seconds, Gresh did the right thing, tucked it, picked up as many yards as possible, 3 on the carry. Brings up 3rd down and 5, very manageable again. And now Blacksburg again needs to pick up a 1st down here.
The spread formation, 2 receivers both sides. As Keys alone set back, Gresh now in shotgun formation. Salem trying to adjust. High snap over Gresh's head is going to go into the end zone. Best thing he can do is just try to down it. And Salem recovers it. Oh, what a mistake there. Salem's going to recover it for a touchdown. So the ball went from about the 17-yard line into the end zone, a high snap, and recovered in the end zone by Salem, Marcus Lewis. And just like that, Salem's up 20-0.
And Gresh tried to get down on the ball in the end zone and just got overwhelmed by the 3 white jerseys that were right on top of him. Stunned and unfortunate, Marty. That's about the only way you can put it at this point.
Murphy in to attempt the point after. There's some movement there before he could center the ball. Wait and see what the call is.
Probably going to be offsides on the offense. Yeah, that's what it is. False start on the offense, Marty. And that cell phone has cured our ills. Don't turn it on. Just keep it right there.
Yeah, I noticed that. The RF or something.
It's going to be a false start on the offense, push it back 5 yards. They're going to keep the soccer style number 18 kicker in, Jonathan Murphy for Salem.
And here comes it. Going to be a long extra point. It's low, and it's no good.
Wide left.
Finally, they signal. They're taking forever to make their decisions.
Hooked it. Man.
So with 11:02 to go in the second quarter, Salem leads 20-0. We're going to take this 1-minute break and come right back. You're listening to Bruin Football on Super Talk 101.7.
I'm principal of a new kind of public school. It's open up to 15 hours a day, year-round. It has loads of academic, cultural, and recreational activities. We have medical and dental services right here. Our teachers have more time to teach. Our students are better prepared to learn. There's just one problem. We can't get the kids to go home.
Find out how your public school can be more like this one. Call 1-877-LOVE-TO-LEARN.
And we're back.
And we're back. And we're back at Bill Brown Stadium. Back at Bill Brown Stadium.
Even though Marty is currently subjected out of the scene, we'll keep to the action here at Bill Brown Stadium. Kickoff from Salem. Blacksburg's going to be taking over. Fourth possession of the game, takes over on the 25-yard line. Gresh in the shotgun, going to run twins. He's got 2 left, 2 right.
And I'm back with you.
Welcome back, Marty. Glad to have you. Gets hammered.
Making completion on the far side. That time out there, nice running room. And that was Jordan Wade. And Gresh took a hit, but I'll tell you what, he stood in there long enough to get the pass off.
Cameron Chaney came in and just leveled him, Marty, on the right arm as he released it. Cameron Chaney just leveled him, and he was able to get the ball out to the outside and really make a great completion.
1st and 10 now, as Blacksburg tries to get back into this. Clock ticks down to 10:32. Gresh in shotgun formation, going to roll right. Got some running room over here and tries to complete it. This time it was attempted out here to Peter DeSalvo. Pass going to be incomplete.
DeSalvo was on the edge, and I thought he had it. Got one hand on the ball, but was diving out of bounds. Just a little outside, and you see now Gresh, Marty, is patting his chest saying, my bad, knows that it was his fault on that play. And now we're going to line it up 2nd down and 10. Offense has got to stay on the field, got to pick up some plays here.
Clock ticks down to 10:25 to go. 2nd and 10. Gresh in shotgun formation. 2 receivers both sides of the field. Quick handoff to Keys. He's got running room right side. Breaks 2 tackles. Then is finally brought down about midfield after about a 5-yard pickup. Going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Keys probably gets that right hand down on the ground to avoid a tackle as quick as well as anyone does in this district.
3rd down and about 4 for the Bruins. Very quickly. Here comes Gresh, going to have to roll left side. Got some running room, then had to pass the ball. It is completed on that far side to LaPrusa, and he picks up the 1st down, Kelly.
54, Jonas Rollins in to absolutely house Gresh on that play. Check.
1st down now for the Bruins. As they come up to the field. Now on the Salem side. Quick handoff to Keys. He's got some running room between the tackles, but it's sealed up very quickly after about a 1-yard pickup.
Oh, I hope he's okay.
He took a nice hit after about a 1-yard pickup.
Keys' ankle, somebody had him by the ankle when he got plowed from the front side by the defender from Salem. He's getting up gingerly, but thankfully he's getting up and moving.
Going to bring up about 2nd and 8 now as he got 2 yards on the mark. As Blacksburg now at about the 44-yard line of Salem. Clock ticks down to 9 minutes. Power formation. Back to pass is Gresh. He's got the receivers bound both sides, the left side of the field. Salvo wide open. Touchdown. Haydirt. It went in the air, Kelly, for about 35 yards, and it ends up going 45 yards on the completion. Touchdown, Blacksburg.
Great play. Keys, injured on that last play, was able to get out and pick up the big block to give Gresh the extra second he needed to get it out to La Puasa. And what a great route by La Puasa, right up the center. Center field catch, beautiful throw and catch.
Attempted extra point now by Violet. And here it comes. It's down, and the kick is up. It's a low kick, but it is good. So just like that, at the 8:47 mark, Blacksburg back in it now, throwing 20-7. We're going to take this 1-minute break and be right back. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruin Football on Super Talk 101.7.
Honey, would you get me some ice cream?
Ice cream?
Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Some things you just can't do without. It happens every night, all across America.
Lewis and Clark, great explorers. Hey, wait. Hi, I'm Thomas Jefferson. Would you check out the West for me? Oh, sure. And they take their keelboat up the Missouri. Oh, Buffalo. Then they built Fort Mandan. They're at 1804. Made some friends along the way. I'm Secretary West. Through the Columbia Gorge.
There are tons of ways to help with your kids' learning. Find the really good ones on connectforkids.org.
The sweet Pacific Ocean! Yeah!
And here comes the kick. It's going to be a short one right down the middle. Bounces off the Salem Spartan receiver at about the 29-yard line, and that's where they're going to take over as he just falls down to the ball. So with 8:43 to go in the second quarter, Salem takes back over on their side of the field at the 20, or check at the 30-yard line when they finally mark it. 1st and 10 now. And we'll see if the Blacksburg defense now can get a little momentum after that quick score. 20-7 is your score. Salem leading the Bruins.
And typically that's what a defense needs in this situation, Marty, is their offense to come up with a big play. Now they can come out on the field energized and are ready to bring the lumber.
Two receivers our side of the field. Gaines under center. Is going to keep the ball. Got some running room there for a second before finally being brought down. And a late flag comes in, usually the sign of a face mask. We'll wait and see after about a 4-yard pickup by Gaines. Yeah, it was face mask, and it all depends if it's the biggie or not.
Credit to the Salem staff on that call, Marty, because they saw that number 6 Tyler Holmes was coming right up the gut, putting a lot of pressure, so they just ran the very quick hitting quarterback sneak, and they're going to hopefully neutralize that on the defensive side for Blacksburg. So we'll see what Blacksburg does on this play, if they keep Holmes back or bring him forward.
And it's going to bring up a 1st down and about 1. 1st down and 1. Unusual situation here for the Salem Spartans. 8:27 now left to go in the second quarter. Very quickly, Gaines goes right side. Finally hands it off to Turks. Going to pick up the 1st down after about a 1-yard gain.
Piled up by Price and number 82 Everett Russell on that play on the tackle.
Another 1st down for the Salem Spartans.
It's a puzzle piece here in the booth to figure out how I can hold my head against Marty to make sure the static in there. So,
and I'm standing up now. See what happens there. 1st and 10 now for Salem. Ball's marked at their own 42-yard line. Power I formation with 1 receiver split both sides. This time's going to hand off to Turk. He's got running room. He's at midfield, the 40, the 35, the 30, 25. That is Smith finally in the game. He's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line, and we know he's a speedster, and he showed it there in that play.
Well, Marty, that's the reason why I knew it wasn't Turk, because when he got in the hole, he got out of the hole in a hurry. It was on the corner, blazing through the Blacksburg secondary. Below in on the tackle and company. Keys in on the tackle. He's quick. Wow.
35 yards on 1 carry, down to the 20-yard line. They're going to have a 1st and 10.
And
we don't know where he's been the whole game until the end.
But as we talked about the first quarter, Marty, not a good sign. If he's injured, that's bad for the kid, but good for the Blacksburg situation. Boy, he is fast.
Under center is Gaines. 2 receivers split on the far side. Gaines going to keep it. He's got some running room for a second. Spins and breaks 2 tackles. He's at the 5, the 4, be knocked down at the 3.
DeJuan Smith on the lead block there was able to plow over. Tyler Holmes able to push out of the bounds there, but they've got a different QB sneak, Marty, than you typically see.
You're right.
He takes the snap, and then he's going forward. There's no stepping back. There's no lunging. There's no calculated risk. He takes the snap and he pulls forward.
It'll be 1st and goal now for Salem. Now I don't know what you're untwisting. 1st and goal. Power I formation. Smith is the deep back. He's going to get the handoff. He's going to take it in. Touchdown from 4 yards out. Smith on the touchdown. So it's 7-16 mark. They're back on pay dirt.
I got this.
Attempt the extra point now will be the Salem Spartans.
trying to get over so tight.
As they now go up 26-7 in this game.
And they're a quick-hitting team, Marty. They were able to drive that ball quickly down the field. They did get one up and good now.
And it's in there, so that makes the score 27-7 at the 7:16 mark. We're going to stay with it right here.
As I said, though, Marty, when he takes that snap, he's a running back. You know, forget not that this kid is athletic and a heck of a runner. And when he gets in there and takes that snap, he does not hesitate for a second to take that ball off the corner, to take the ball off the gut, to take the ball wherever the hole is. He's an outstanding athlete. Outstanding.
And now Blacksburg Bruins find themselves in a hole here in the second quarter.
Plenty of time, though. 7:16 left in the quarter until we go into halftime here. Plenty of time for Blacksburg to put another touchdown on the board, put together a nice, consistent drive. Now we're just piling it up here in the studio. Got everything. We've got a good, consistent drive opportunity here, and I think that's what Blacksburg's looking for. And I'm sure that's what Coach Christ is wargaming with his young staff right now is, okay, let's put together a consistent drive. Let's try to eat about 4 or 5 minutes off the clock, and then we're going to be good to go.
Here comes the kick back deep. Key's going to take it at about the 9-yard line. He's going to bobble it there. And here we go again. It's on the ground. It's this mad scramble for it. Looks like the Spartans have come up with it. We'll wait and see what the signal is. But it has bounced off his chest. And it is recovered by Salem. The Sandman has struck again.
When it rains, it absolutely pours, Marty. And we are getting absolutely beat up here in this situation.
Fumble recovery at the 23-yard line by Anderson after it had bounced off the chest of Keys.
And the body language right now, Marty, of the defense, I think says it all as they go back on the field. You've got the heads canted to the side, and you've got just the head shake thinking, come on. We are not back on this field again.
And they've had to do that a lot this year. 1st and 10 now for Salem, marked at about the 22-yard line of Blacksburg. Power I formation behind Gaines. And guess what? Smith's in there again. There's the deep back. He's going to get the handoff. Got running room, and boy, he just broke through an explosion through a hole and picks up another first down.
Smith has great vision in the backfield and it hesitates very, very slightly when he attacks the hole so that the hole can open up in front of him and he can get the maximum yardage after every touch.
I tell you what, he's got some burst. Going to be the first down now at about the 12-yard line of Blacksburg. So very quickly, 11-yard gain for Smith. He's going to get a breather. No, he's going to stay in there. Also in the game is Cheney in the backfield behind Gaines.
Don't be shocked to see him off the edge on the wide side.
Here he goes again. Handoff in between the tackles. He's got running room. And might be a hold in there. We'll wait and see.
Head judge, that's going to be a hold.
Move it back. He had a hold there, but it's sealed very quickly. Nice job by the defense. Wasn't fooled on that play, but there was a hold. That's going to move it back 10 yards. Going to bring up a first down and 20 now for the Spartans as they're moving backwards.
Anytime the yellow hanky comes out of the head judge's pants, that's going to be a hold, typically.
Well, I hope that's only time.
Because the head judge is not going to call a lot of face masks, not going to call a lot of personal fouls. His focus is watching that offensive line and making sure that they're not holding or doing anything illegal up front.
We'll bring up first down and 20 now. The ball's marked all the way back to almost the original line of scrimmage. It's at the 21-yard line of Blacksburg. Gaines in a shotgun formation now with two receivers split both sides of the field. Cheney is the lone setback. Back to pass is Gaines. He's under heavy pressure from the right side. He sprints right. Holmes all over him. He's going to complete the pass, though, almost to the original line of scrimmage. So he picks up 10 yards. Holmes all over him, and he still got it off.
It hurts you as a defense when you've got a team down second down or first down and 20, and they're able to pick up 10 when you know that you have them in your grasp. He was right there. It wasn't very, it was close. He was right in his face. Gaines with a great completion.
Moving very quickly, clock down to 5:50. We will give you some updates on other games as soon as they're available to us from our in-studio producers. Second down and 10 now. They can get a first down right about the goal line, Kelly. And power I formation, and again, Smith is in there. This time it's going to go to the up back. It's Cheney. And he's going to pick up maybe 3 yards before being brought down on the right side of the field. Right at the 3rd down and short.
They can get a first down, Marty, if they get a similar spot to the second touchdown possession. Somewhere around the 1 or 3 inch line is about where the first down marker would be.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 7 now for Salem. Clock ticks down to 5 minutes. Blacksburg right now got to be hoping that the clock hurry up gets them to the locker room.
Timeout Spartans, Marty, on the field.
We're going to stay with it here. Good game going. Salem has jumped on Blacksburg very quickly on 2 turnovers, and now they've recovered a fumble on the kickoff and trying to see if they can take advantage of it.
My apologies to the listeners at home because I never should have moved. I had everything perfect.
It was perfect.
I moved and I just broke the whole trick. This would be a tremendous victory for the Blacksburg Bruins if they are able to stop the Salem Spartans on this drive, Marty. This is a team that's been out in 24 minutes of football. Statistically, we haven't tracked it, but I bet you if we had, they would have been on the field 20 out of the 24 minutes of this half. So big time play here for the Bruin defense. Let's hope they can bow up and get a big stop here.
Of course, 2 big games going on just down the road. Cave Spring taking on Christiansburg. And on the side, probably 2nd place in the district. And send one of those teams probably with a win tonight to the state playoffs.
Big single A game, Giles versus Radford. They're always competitive.
And we also can't forget the big Pulaski County game with
PC game.
Hidden Valley going on.
Big game. Big bounce back game for Pulaski as well because after suffering just a terrible loss last week, big bounce back game for them.
3rd down and 7 now for Salem with 2 receivers to our side of the field. Power I formation with Smith alone set back. He's going to get it again. Again, a burst of speed. Touchdown, Smith from 9 yards out.
Everyone, including myself, Marty, expecting that ball to go off the left side. Smith attacks the right side on a quick hole, taking, I think, everybody completely off guard, scores a touchdown.
Smith has just got some unbelievable burst of speed, and once he gets outside of the tackles, he can put some moves on. Attempt the extra point now is Murphy. 4:52 to go here in the first half. The kick is up. The kick is good. So right now, with 4:52 to go, it's Salem 33 and the Salem 34 and the Blacksburg Bruins 7. We'll take a 1-minute break and come right back. You're listening to Bruin Football on Super Talk 101.7.
Your neighbors helped save a life last night. Be a volunteer. You can help save a life. You provide the time, we'll provide the training. To learn more, call the Blacksburg Rescue Squad at 961-1189.
You'll never have to stop and ask for directions, and you'll be helping a busload of people. Now when you pass by, everybody will take notice. If you're at least 20 and have a good driving record, and you're interested in driving for the best transit system in Virginia, visit us at www.btransit.org or give us a call at 961-1185. Blacksburg Transit, we're your bus line.
This is loose.
And the kick goes to about the 29-yard line, and that's where Blacksburg's going to take over, being brought down very quickly. I know you can't hear right now. I got you unplugged.
Let's give that a go.
All right, don't touch anything.
We hope the gypsy spirits are with us at this point, and somehow, some way, this signal's going to come in clear.
1st down and 10 now. 4:46 to go in this first half.
Big drive.
And Trey Gresh, the freshman quarterback, is braining the Bruins back out. Spread formation and shotgun formation here. 2 receivers split both sides. Gresh is going to roll left. He's under some pressure, but he's going to throw the ball over. That time it was attempted
to DeSalvo.
A little bit overthrown. Pass is incomplete. Going to bring up 2nd and 10.
A little bit overthrown, and unfortunate that the quarterback didn't get a piece of that from Salem because he was right there in the neighborhood.
Too much RF, that's what it is.
You're touching things, Marty. Stop touching things.
2nd down and 10 now. Gresh is under center with Keys as the lone setback. Trying to get something going. Back to pass under some pressure. Gresh is going to keep it. Got running room on the right side. He's at the 40, the 42-yard line. Picks up a 1st down after a 12-yard gain.
Big play by Gresh there. Smart move to tuck and run that. He had all of his receivers going deep. Had plenty of room off the right side up the gut, and he took advantage of it.
All right, I moved again. 1st down and 10 now. Ball's marked still on the Blacksburg side at the 43-yard line. Handoff is to Jennings.
Keys.
Jennings on the carry. Might have got back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to bring 2nd and 10. Jennings not getting many carries this year, but got one that time. No
Keys back in the game. Latrell Keys back in the game. They bring him off to the sideline. Probably still suffering some effects of that ankle injury that he got on that one tackle. Big stick by Salem. Big time ankle twist it looked like.
2nd down and 10 for the Bruins.
Timeout called by Blacksburg. We'll stay with it here. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Clock's down to 3:42 as the Salem Spartans leading the Bruins 34-7 here in the 2nd quarter.
With just 3 minutes and 42 seconds left in the half, Marty. 2nd down and 10 at midfield. Salem needs to put a score on the board. They need to do everything they can here to at least get 3 out of this drive and potentially try to push it down and pick up the quick score. But this is a team that can score quickly, Marty. As we saw in the quick strike to La Puasa down the center of the field, if they get the right setup against Salem, they can score. But we just got to get the right setup.
Exactly right. Both teams coming back on the field now. Again, that defense from Blacksburg been on the field a long, long time this evening. Offense trying to take some of that pressure off. 2nd down and 10. And the ball marked at about the 43-yard line on the Blacksburg side of the field. 2 receivers on the far side. Gresh, shotgun formation, going to be a fake handoff to Jennings. Going to go right and pass it over to Salvo, who's open across the middle. Picks up the 1st down, but goes backwards a little bit. We'll see where they mark it. His forward motion was all the way up to the 45, but when they mark it, they're going to mark it back to the 50-yard line.
Peter tried to get back there in order to break it off the right side where he had some green. And just a great open field tackle by the middle linebacker for Salem. He was able to make the tackle on his own.
Bring up 3rd down and a short 3 now for Gresh. Gresh going to look to a quick pass to the left side. Again, that's to Salvo. And check that. That side,
Greg
Keys picks up the 1st down after a 5-yard pickup on the pass.
Marty, as we watched that pass, it seemed like it took an eternity for that ball to get to the corner.
Didn't it?
And thankfully, the Salem player also looked like he was moving in slow motion. So it worked out to the best.
Gresh trying to speed it up now. 2 receivers split both sides. Look this side of the field to DeSalvo. Is going to overthrow him. Took a hit there after the pass. He had to go up to try to get it and open himself up for a hit. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Couple of high balls from Trey in this game. I think it might be because of the rushing of the Salem defense. They're getting a lot of pressure on him up the gut. Not making it real easy for him to get a clean release so that he can get a good grip on the ball and bring that ball to his receivers in the abdominal regions, getting a lot of high balls out of it.
Clock down to 2:45. 2nd and 10 now. Gresh back to pass. Going to tuck it in and roll right. He's under heavy pressure. He's not going to go anywhere, and he's going to lose a yard. A little extracurricular activity after it.
44, Nick Spradlin on the tackle for Salem. Good open field tackle. This team tackles well. Great individual one-on-one tacklers.
Loss of the yard of the play is going to bring 3rd down and 11. Clock down to 2:20 now. As Gresh had to tuck it in, had no running room. Got 2 receivers split both sides again. Shotgun formation, back to pass, coming some heavy pressure. He's going to stay in there. We're going to try to tuck it in and run, but he's going nowhere. They're going to get a sack this time. Going to lose 7 yards on the sack. Going to bring up 4th down and 18 as it takes the ball back to the midfield.
Gresh got cornered there, Marty, and ran himself right back into the rush, which had overran the play by about 3 yards. But Trey, with no other option except to run right back into the rush, and was brought down.
Punting situation now with 1:43 to go, as the ball's marked at the 49 on the Blacksburg side of the field. Sprattling back deep at about the 15-yard line. Expected a short kick for Salem. It is going to be a short one. Blacksburg needs to back away from that one to make sure it doesn't touch anyone. And finally roll out of bounds. We'll see where they mark. It's going to be close to the 30-yard line when they finally check it off and step it off. With 1:23 to go, Salem's going to take back over. They're going to mark it at the 29 of the Salem side.
And Marty, they're going to try to score here. Nobody confuse themselves or mislead themselves in this situation. Salem is going to try to march this ball down in 1:23 seconds, at least put 3 on the board, making it a 4-score game.
2 receivers split both sides of the field. Gaines in shotgun formation, with Cheney as his lone setback. Back to passes, Gaines. He's going to go deep down the left side to Spradlin. Some hand checking going on. Spradlin takes it away from the defender, and he's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Salem. 71 yards on the pass play. It looked like it was some pushing and shoving there on both sides. Very easily been called pass interference, but they didn't call it either way, and he scores after he takes the ball away from the defender.
It looked like Jake Belote had that ball all the way, Marty. I thought that he was going to be able to bring that in, but the ball seemed to bounce off either his forearms or his face mask, and the ball bounced right up in the air where Spradlin picked it off and then ran it down the field.
They only threw it for 6 times last week against Cave Spring and completed 1 for 16 yards. Well, right now they just completed 1 for 71 yards. That puts them up 40-0 at the 110 mark, or excuse me, to 40-7. Kick is up. The kick is good. So with 1:10 to go in this first half, Salem leads Blacksburg 41-7.
It's a long way, Marty.
71 yards on that pass play.
And they've thrown it a lot more than 6 times in this half.
No, that's for sure.
Much less in the game. Goodness gracious.
We'll see how this young team responds to this.
Coach Chris right now has to be telling his team, Marty, let's go, guys. Come on. Let's get the ball back. Let's try to drive, run as much of our offense as possible. Then let's go in at halftime and regroup, come back in the second half.
And that's one thing Coach Chris has said every coach's show and every time I've met with him, that he learns from these kids and he just tries to keep them up, because every week they learn to mature, so to speak. They become mature ball players, and that's what they've done. And if they don't mature very quickly here from this first half.
This team did not, the Salem team did not get this ranking in the state by fluke, though. Let's be honest.
Exactly right.
I mean, they're a really, really good team.
Sullivan and Belote back now deep for Blacksburg. So Blacksburg will get a chance again here. Short kick's going to bounce and go to Belote at about the 10-yard line. He's got some blockers out this way. He's got some running room at the 25. Breaks 2 tackles at the 35, the 40, the 46-yard line. Nice return by Belote. Returns at 36 yards, and that's where the Bruins will take over with 1 minute to go.
Great.
Again, the ball's marked at the 46 of Blacksburg.
Great return. Great return by Jake there, Marty. Seemingly making up for that. Really not his fault, just the way the ball bounces sometimes. Popped up right over his head, but a great return on his part.
Shotgun formation for Gresh. Goes back to pass. He's got some receivers down the middle of the field open. This time he's going to come over to Keys, who's knocked out of bounds at the 39-yard line. First down after a 16-yard pickup, and the clock stops after 7 seconds off the clock. So nice job there.
I thought for sure he was going deep on that play, Marty. Had a number of guys downfield. Keys on a comeback route. Picks up about 12. Spots ball 39. Let's see if they can put together a drive here and put some points on the board.
And nice job by Gresh to stand in there. He was under some pressure again. This time he goes back to pass. This time he's going to look over to Key. He's going to overthrow him out of bounds. A quick pass. Going to bring up 2nd and 10. Trying to get something going quickly.
Watch out for La Puasa down the center again. He's a big target, and he's being covered by a much smaller defensive back for Salem. Also watch out for the throwback to DeSalt. Room for himself on the backside.
Grant Duncan, who made that big catch last week. 3 receivers on the far side of the field. 1 on this side is DeSalvo. Gresh looks to him, and here comes the snap. He's going to roll left and go very quickly out there to Duncan. Duncan's got some running room after about an 8-yard pickup. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 2. Nice job on that pass play.
Duncan on the quick hit. Blacksburg gets a quick timeout. Coach Chris running this offense like he would at any point at the end of a first half. He's running it just the same and trying to pick up the quick score here.
And we'll stay with it. 36 ticks left on the clock here in the first half. Blacksburg trying to put something on the board.
And at this point as a coach, Marty, you're not looking at this score as a 41-7 score. What you're saying to your athletes is we need to get a touchdown.
Exactly right.
And then after that, we need to get a touchdown. And then after that, you need to get your team's confidence up, build them back into this game so that you got a chance to win it.
And you got to remember, they will get the ball coming out the second half.
They're a good team. They can strike quick. We've talked about this all season. It doesn't take Blacksburg 10 or 15 plays to score a touchdown. Blacksburg can score a touchdown in 3 or 4 plays.
Keys and DeSalvo split to our side of the field. 2 receivers on the far side. Out there now, Jordan Wade along with Duncan. Gresh in the shotgun formation. They're going to move quickly without a huddle. 3rd down and 3. Handoff going to come. Oh, fake handoff to Keys. Gresh going to run it, but the Spartans all over him. 4 defenders were not fooled, and he's going to lose 2 yards. Going to bring up 4th down and 4 now.
Tough call here, Marty, too. You got 4th down and 4. You've got the ball in the Salem territory, but do you go for it? Do you down it? What are you trying to do?
14 seconds ago, 4th down and 5 now. Gresh back to pass. Going to go quick pass out there. No, it was a bad mistake as his receiver didn't see it coming. It's been intercepted on the far side. If Gresh doesn't get him, he might go all the way. Finally brought down, I think, by one of the offensive linemen. Big man bringing him down was Talmadge Flincham, or he could have went all the way as the clock ticks off. The interception takes it back to the 29-yard line. We'll wait and see if the official going to mark it first. And that's going to be the end of the quarter. Well, they haven't signaled it yet.
That's going to be the end of the half, Marty. They're going to signal that one dead.
Yeah, finally they have, but that interception takes it back 42 yards as we'll go to halftime with your score. Salem 41 and the Bruins 7. We'll take a 2-minute break. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruin football on Super Talk 101.7.
Be part of a growing movement. Tree City USA. In towns large and small, Tree City USA is making a difference.
Plant a tree today for all the world to share.
Support Tree City USA where you live. Go to arborday.org to learn which trees to plant where. In your yard, on your block, or all around town. At arborday.org, you can find out how to contact your state forester for community forestry assistance.
Adding shade, creating beauty is just part of what they're worth.
We care for our town's trees.
We plant and prune them.
And we plan for their future.
Plant trees.
For today and tomorrow.
Help the Arbor Day Foundation plant more trees across the nation. Plant a tree today for all the world to share.
Go to arborday.org.
Excuse me. I've been getting mixed messages about women and violence. I need a little clarification.
Uncle Bill, how am I supposed to grow up to respect women when I have such lousy role models?
Boys are never going to approach you.
Can you help me reshape my attitudes towards women?
You need to teach them that violence against women is wrong.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I live the Army values.
I will never accept defeat.
I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough.
I am a professional.
I am a professional.
I am the guardian of freedom
and the American way of life.
I am an American soldier.
I am the Army National Guard.
Defend freedom. In the Army National Guard, you can. Visit 1-800-GO-GUARD.com today.
And welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium. Again, thanks to Perugia Nearby Medical Center, finding better ways to care, as our sponsor for our halftime show. Right now, your score at halftime is Salem 41, Blacksburg Bruins 7. And they've got unbelievable. If you look at the overall stats, we're looking at Juan Smith on those 5 carries, 64 yards, Kelly, 2 touchdowns, of course, with the longest being 39. Michael Turk, 33 yards. He had the most carries with 10. 141 yards on the ground, but 6 of 9 through the air for Keith Gaines, 180 yards. That's a big factor.
Now let's compare that to Blacksburg's rushing statistic. The biggest one that just 2 interceptions, yes, important statistic that jumps out at you. 8 rushing yards. 8. Marty, you're never going to win any games running the Philadelphia Eagles style offense and getting 8 rushing yards a game. Not to mention the 180 yards passing that Salem's put on the board. They're right now 6 of 9, have no interceptions. Gaines has looked impeccable. He's looked like the best quarterback in the state tonight.
Yeah, but then you got to look at the other side of the ball. The other side of the field, Trey Gresh is 10 of 17 for 130 yards. But the big factor is 2 interceptions. Then you got to look down to the turnover factor. The miscues have played against right now.
Average yards per play. You want me to read this one to you? It's painful. It's going to hurt. Salem, 10.1. Blacksburg, 4.5. And 4.5 ain't bad.
300 yards to 138 yards total.
Marty, I'm just going to put this in front of you because I've scanned it. I mean, the penalties, this has been a pretty mistake-free game, which has been nice to see. They've had the ball in the red zone 4 times, have scored, or 5 times have scored 4 times. Salem has 1 sack for 5 yards, which is shocking because I think we both watched the first half, and Gresh's uniform is not clean. It's dirty. So he's been hit all night long, and so in almost every statistical category, Salem has dominated. And it's shocking to me, read that time of possession there, only a 1.5 minute difference.
Yeah, but you got to remember that Salem scored 3 times in under 1 minute, including twice in under a minute after that big turnover on the kickoff. Miscues have played into this game, but still Salem has struck quickly and a lot.
And it felt like, Marty, and it may have just been my seat, it felt like Salem had the ball the entire half. I can't recall a point at which we weren't saying, here comes the defense again. The offense has got to put together 3 or 4 convincing drives in the second half. And you know what? At this point, score is not an issue. Let's go out and play against the second best AA team right now in the state, Richland's being number 1. Let's go out there, let's perform to the best of our abilities. And you know what? We might put some points up and get this thing close, and the 4th quarter comes around, and we've got some shots.
And the first 5 minutes of the game, they proved they could drive against this team and play defense against the team. Of course, Salem could have very easily had 7 more points, but the defense for the Bruins slammed the door and forced them on a field goal attempt that was missed, or they would have had more points in that first half.
And the turnover at the end of the half, so close to being that straw. Because had that ball gone in, Marty, we would have had a 48-7 ball game. And trust me, that does not feel. There is no way to couch that at halftime. There's no way to make it sound good. There's no. You say, we're getting whipped.
Well, you're looking at 71 yards on that pass play from Gaines to Spradlin. He then turned around and almost took it 61 yards on an interception of Gresh as time ran out. So 2 big plays by Spradlin. He's been the difference right now. Well, of course, we got to mention a certain man by the name of Smith that has made 2 big runs to score touchdowns after not seeing him the entire first quarter. We don't know where he came from or where he was. He didn't start. He didn't play the first quarter. For some reason, he was kept on the sidelines, but when he came in, he made up for it.
After finding his helmet, Smith looked great, okay? But the worst nightmare for Blacksburg tonight has been Spradlin. Number 3, Tony Spradlin, has beaten Blacksburg about the head and shoulders all night long. He's caught numbers of big-time passes down the field. He's caught a number of really clutch catches on short plays, 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 5s, and a couple of big bombs. And on defense, he has been absolutely fabulous. Let's see his statistics here. In the first half, we had him on a punt return for 22. We had him on receiving. Oh, mercy. How would you like to have this for 5 catches, Marty, 152 yards in the first half? Fabulous for him. Congratulations, great athletic effort. But Blacksburg's going to have to put either a 10-1 or some sort of body or zone on this kid to keep him from catching footballs.
Some still good pluses, though, despite the score on the scoreboard. 3rd down conversion, Blacksburg was 3 of 7 in the first half. Of course, they had 11 minutes possession. It was hard to imagine that Salem only had it for 12:43 in that first half. You know, again, 130 yards passing, which is a great job in the first half by Gresham and DeSalvo and that receiving corps. They're going to have to start getting the ball maybe more to Keys and get him more involved in the game. But we're going to take another quick break and come back here at halftime. You're listening to the Guerrilla Neri Valley Medical Center halftime show here from Bill Brown Stadium. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruin football on Super Talk 101.7.
Yo, what's up, baby? Want to learn some history? Check it out, check it out. Your GED right here, guaranteed, man. Come on, check it out.
Hey, how you doing? Educational videos, top quality, right here. I got live learning, beautiful books inside.
The National Center for Family Literacy.
Yo, I got your arithmetic right here.
Because you can't get your GED on the street. Call 1-877-FAMLIT1 for free learning programs like GED and family computer classes.
When is the high school diploma, huh?
The National Center for Family Literacy. The first step to a better life.
Great game going on in Pulaski. Wow, 6-3 at Cave Spring leading Pulaski. That's a big game in the River Ridge District. Hopefully we'll get a Christiansburg score here shortly because that's another big game and a great one going on up there in Radford. We're at halftime here, 2:31 to go before we get back into play. Your score is Salem 41 and the Bruins 7. Again, we were talking about before the break here in the halftime show, it's just been rushing attack-wise, it's been all Salem. They've got 141 yards, or 132 yards to Blacksburg's 8. Now, Blacksburg has put up 130 yards passing to Salem's 180, so they were able to stay in the game statistical-wise on that side of the ball. But the score right now, they're trying to get back in the game. They will get the ball back to begin the second half. We'll see how this young team responds. A great game, Kelly, going on up there in Pulaski. Cave Spring and Pulaski 6-3 in a thriller.
Did Cave Spring recruit some new kids? Because we watched them play on this field, Marty, and our Blacksburg team had a shot.
They learned something from that game, Cave Spring must have.
So when they walked away, to come away with this close of beating one of the best teams in the state last week, this week up 6-3 on Pulaski at the half. I mean, I didn't see a lot. I'm just going to be honest with you. When I watched that game, they were athletic. Their quarterback is phenomenal. I didn't see a whole lot.
And you got to remember, too, Cave Spring lost last week 7-6 to the same Salem Spartan team when they went for 2 on the road.
And Salem is athletic. And maybe last week, and you know, this may be the problem tonight. Last week was Salem's wake-up call, just as a few weeks ago that Blacksburg was Cave Spring's wake-up call, because tonight Salem is showing no signs of a team that only won by a point over a team that Blacksburg played very competitively.
And Salem, if they can hang on here, they're playing, as far as I'm concerned, for home field advantage. They've already won a playoff spot because of the standings and because of the power ratings. Of course, they can win the district outright possibly with a win tonight, and then hope that Cave Spring and Pulaski beat each other up a little bit, because they're both one game back behind Salem. Of course, they own that head-to-head with Cave Spring with that loss last week. Still, the Blacksburg Bruins haven't come out of the locker room here on senior night. As we get ready to begin the second half, they will receive the kickoff, begin the second half, and put the offense back on the field. Again, Kelly and myself it seemed like the defense were on the field for a long, long time. Well, it balanced out 12 minutes and 11 minutes on possession-wise. And do have to remind you that this is all the games will be replayed on the home games. Replay this game in all Blacksburg High School home football games Monday at 7 p.m. and Wednesday at 3 p.m. on WTOB Channel 2. Our friends over there at Blacksburg's Community Access Television, always glad to be part of that. Now, Kelly, you won't be with me next week, but it's going to be a thriller no matter what
Don't remind me. Please.
Blacksburg's
I missed the biggest victory of the year.
County championship.
How heartbreaking it was for me to drive home from that Hidden Valley victory, and after doing so many games, becoming attached to this team, have them just broke my heart. So next week, you know what? I think that Blacksburg is going to. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think Blacksburg's got a chance to take it to this Christiansburg team. Christiansburg, great game against Pulaski. All the credit in the world. Coach Cromer is a great coach. He has a great deal of respect for Coach Chris. Battle of the Bergs next week takes on a whole new meaning. I don't care what your record is going into it.
Oh, it never does. And I think that makes it even more interesting. It's the last game of the season for these two teams.
And I'm going to be keeping tabs on it through a cell phone contact I'm going to have at the game. And you can bet that at the Radford High School games for the PA, you'll be hearing it in the stands. Because I think it's going to be a really good game next week. And this week, as we look at the halftime stats, one stat that really jumped out at me for Blacksburg here, they continue to spread the ball around. 6 wide receivers with catches in the first half. To compare that to Salem's 2. The Bruins were spreading the ball around. We're getting after it out there. They just ran into a buzzsaw known as the Salem Spartans, who've been picked up 3 touchdowns, 3 quick touchdowns in a minute and a half, which is the sign of a good team. And we'll see here in the second half as they come out what they're going to open up with. They're going to be receiving the ball. Hopefully they're going to open up with a quick drive. 3 minutes left in the half. Nobody's out on the field yet. Marty, I think you and I could go play pickup game.
Well, it's down to 0 a minute ago. They've reset the clock to 3 minutes, so I don't know what was going on there. We do want to thank our sponsors, Chase Home Finance of Blacksburg, of course, Mad Dog, and everything for a forward fashion fall. Be a Mad Dog girl, Kelly. Curry and Near Valley Medical Center, finding better ways to care. A1 Copies and Sign Center in the University Mall in Blacksburg, and New Nissan. It's different and it's better. Again, I asked you to, if you go and patronize any of these businesses, say thank you for supporting Blacksburg Bruin football. So they'll continue to show that support. Good news this week. Blacksburg High School, or the Montgomery County officials finally announced a site for a new football stadium. Now, we might not see it for another 2 to 4 years, but they've got a site out on Price's Fork Road, not only for a new football stadium, but possibly a new high school, which could be 8 years down the road. So we could see, build it if they come, like if they in Iowa, a football stadium set in the middle of a pasture, at least for a while. But we do have a new location for hopefully a new Bill Brown Stadium. Probably, I'd say at least 2 to 3 years before we're going to see it. So we'll play here at the old Blacksburg Middle School for at least that much longer.
Well, I got to say, Marty, partly because I can't get run out of town on this comment, I love this old girl.
I do too.
Bill Brown Stadium is one of a kind, and it's going to break my heart when games aren't played here anymore. The culture of the frat house boys in the north,
I didn't even notice that until tonight.
In the northwest corner of the stadium, who watch the games from the roof of a storage building.
You can't beat this.
To the small stands, the great concession
tonight.
stand and area that they've got, the tailgating that went on tonight. It's going to break my heart, and I know that new stadiums are great, but
yeah, they're talking about a stadium that could seat as many as 3,600. But right now, the concept for that stadium does not include a field house, does not include locker rooms.
Now, Marty, don't say anything that's going to get you in trouble.
I've
you have
already
to show
said it.
your face in this stand.
I've already said it. I said it at the meeting the other night. Questioned why there was no field house. They said, well, we'll use the Blacksburg Middle School's locker rooms. And it'd be very hard to fit an entire football team like these two tonight in a middle school locker room. It's going to have to use that over there. So we're going to wait and see what happens.
A great prototype, in my opinion, for a stadium for a high school game is when you go down to Salem and you examine there, not to that magnitude, Marty, because that's there for the for the Division III championship for college and some different sporting events. But I think that particular venue does a great job with the field house that's there, the centralizing of all the concessions, the field on the end. It's very attractive. And I would hate to see them put in a stadium that's not planning for the future and, quite frankly, a pretty successful future as we watch tonight, because these young men can play.
Yeah, the stadium controversy has been in Roanoke, but I think before it's all said and done up here, it's going to be a lot of questions on this new stadium. And
let's hope it doesn't take that long, because if I'm here in 10 years and they're still talking about a new stadium, whew, that's going to be trouble.
Getting ready to begin the second half. Blacksburg Bruins will receive, so the offense will get back on the field. Down 41-7 to the Salem Spartan team. We knew they were good, but not this good, so to speak. They're taking advantage of 3 miscues, 2 fumbles and interception, and then they had a chance at another one there to end the second quarter. They're up 41-7. They are ranked second in the state. Take nothing away from them. But this Blacksburg Bruin defense has proven they can stop them. We'll see if the Blacksburg Bruin offense can get things going to possibly score on this team. Because, you know, one thing that Coach Chris said earlier, I think it was 3 weeks ago, every little thing is important to this young team.
And you got to put together, and Coach Chris has said this more than once to me, he said it more than once to you, Marty. The biggest problem with a young team is not athleticism, and typically it's not even maturity. It's saying it's for a young team to put together 4 quarters of football. As has been typical all season, Marty, this team might come out and put 35 points on the board in a quarter. But the problem is that in high school football and in competitive high school football of Southwest Virginia, you've got to put together 4 quarters of football, and a young team suffers worse from that particular illness.
You look down the field right now, you know, we even said it earlier, I came in wearing a Blacksburg Bruin black shirt, all blue colors, and cheerleaders wearing black uniforms tonight, at least black jackets. I don't know if that's a sign of the future. Blue and white, yellow numbers. Salem set the kickoff, back deep now. Is Belotes. Going to stay away from him, going to go to the up back. It's going to be taken about the 23-yard line, and that's where Blacksburg's going to bring it out. And it's very quickly met by a host of Salem special teamers. 1st and 10 now.
And obviously our halftime hiatus of clear sound has ended, and now we're back to the fuss.
And it's going to be marked at about the 28-yard line of Blacksburg. That's where they're going to take over. 1st and 10 now. Trey Goresh brings them out. We'll see if this offense can get something going. And I think when it comes to this young team, they shouldn't look to the scoreboard right now. They just got to try to look for some positives in everything they do, and the scores will come. Goresh with the lone setback is Keys. 2 receivers split to the left side, 1 to the right. They're moving left to right across your radio dial. Goresh on the keeper. Designed that way, going to pick up about 5 yards, going to bring up 2nd and 5 now. Trying to see if they can get Gresh going, and he has been very successful over the last 2 weeks in running the ball.
And I think the biggest problem with Trey right now is just got to build a little confidence. He's had a couple of turnovers in the first half.
And it's going to bring up 2nd down at about 5.
Just leave it out, leave it out.
Trey Gresh looks to the right side. This time the pass is complete. This time it's going to come to Jordan Wade. He's going to be finally brought down, close to the 1st down. We'll see where they mark it. I think he's going to be short. Picks up only 4 yards on the pass.
Can you slide like 2 feet that way?
Going to be short.
It's causing just a little bit of fun.
I mean, 3rd down and 2 after a 3-yard pickup. Keys in the power I formation now. Tresh goes back to pass. Got some protection. Going to come this side to the Savo. It's complete. He's knocked out of bounds near the 1st down marker. I still think he's short after only about a 2-yard pickup on that pass play. Let's see where they mark it. They're going to have to look at it.
If it takes them as long as it has to call a field goal, we might be here all night.
It looks like they got it from the spot.
They're calling the chains, Marty.
They're gonna
yeah,
call the
there
chains.
it is.
They're going to bring it over. A 2-yard pickup on that pass play is going to be real close.
Did you have any doubt, honestly?
No. Not with these officials this season.
And you know what? To their credit, Marty, they're thorough, and I respect that. It has slowed down the tempo of the game just a bit, but they are thorough.
And we can't see the mark. It is a first down. We'll take the word for it. We couldn't see it, even on the TV screen, but we'll take it. First down and 10 now. So some positive there to start this second half.
Good start, Marty. Very positive.
Clock ticks down to 10:45. Ball's marked at the 38-yard line on the Blacksburg side of the field. And Bruins going without a huddle again. Gresh bringing them out. Keys is the lone setback. 3 receivers on the far side of the field now. 1 on our side. Here comes the snap. Gresh rolls left. Going to go very quickly out there, and the pass is incomplete. And it took him a while to rule it incomplete. At first I thought it might have been maybe a pitch and a fumble, but they call it incomplete. Pass was attempted to Jordan Wade. Bring up 2nd and 10.
And many thanks, Marty, to the very respectful fans of Blacksburg who moved so our antenna would get better. I think we got better reception now, and hopefully the folks at home won't be blared with fuzz and feedback.
2nd down and 10 now. Gresh trying to get another receiver in. Coming into the game now, Charles Sullivan in the backfield with Keys as 2 receivers on the far side of the field. Gresh in shotgun formation, going to fake the handoff to Sullivan, going to roll left. He's all man all over him, nowhere to go. He's going backwards, going to lose about 12 yards. And I tell you what, Salem read that perfectly.
And he got rode down by Cameron Chaney, the sometime fullback, sometime linebacker, sometime special teams player for Salem. He got rode down hard, deep in the backfield.
12 yards on the loss. Going to bring up 3rd and a bunch. Let's see what Blacksburg does here. Going to split 2 receivers both sides of the field. Ball's going to be marked at about the 31-yard line of Blacksburg. Gresh in shotgun formation. He's under some pressure again. Here they come. He's got a man now to the right side. He's going to overthrow him. It's going to be intercepted by Hannaberry at about the 45, and he's got running room. He could take it all the way. He's at the 25, the 20, breaks 2 tackles, and he's still going at the 5 and be knocked out at the 3-yard line. 52-yard return on the interception.
Marty, I had my prepared, it's as good as a punt speech ready. Not when you get a 52-yard return.
Not on that one. It's going to bring up 1st and goal now.
Ball's
going to be marked at the 4-yard line.
Ball spotted that close to the goal line is never as good as a punt.
Gresh's receivers were not in the area where he threw it. It just went right to Hannaberry. And he took it down the right side of the field, broke 4 tackles, and it had to pick up a couple of blocks and took it almost in from 51 yards. 1st and 10 now, power I formation. 1 receiver our side of the field, Gaines under center. Salem looks back to pass. Gaines going to keep it. Might have got back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to bring it up 2nd and goal.
Interesting that Gaines is still in the game here with the just being the 3rd quarter, I know, but the score at 41-7. I'm sure that we'll see a different quarterback in the next series or 2.
2nd and goal now for Blacksburg, or excuse me, for Salem knocking on the door. The Blacksburg Bruin defense back on their heels. They got to come back up off this one and see if they can slam the door here quickly. 9:13 to go in this 3rd quarter. Power I formation again for Salem. Handoff is to the deep back, or to the up back. He's going to score. That time it's Brett DeMole is going to take it in from 3 yards out. Everybody getting in the act for Salem.
And the great thing about Blacksburg, Marty, is that they never stop coaching. Coach Phipps brings Josh Price aside as he comes off the field, puts an arm around his shoulder and gives him the counseling of, this is the mistake that you made, you need to improve in this area. They never stop coaching. That's a hallmark of this program.
Salem not with enough people on the field. At this point after they finally get them on. Comes the attempted extra point by Murphy. Snap, and the ball's down. Kick is up. It's high enough, and it is good. So with 9:06 to go in the third quarter, Salem leads Blacksburg 48-7. We'll take this 1-minute break, and you're listening to Blacksburg Bruin football on Super Talk 101.7.
You wouldn't treat a crash test dummy like a child. So why treat a child like a crash test dummy? If they're under 4'9", they need a booster seat. Learn more at boosterseat.gov.
And welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium, where Salem just punched another one in to make it 48-7. With 9:06 to go, they'll be kicking back off to Blacksburg. Kick is straight down the middle. They're trying to keep it away from below there, but he picks it up at about the 12. He's got some running room, brings it back to the right side, still deadly, and they're trying to get to him very quickly. Brings down at the 25-yard line, and that's where Blacksburg will start over again.
Jake's a human joystick out there with his speed. He's got just tons of speed that he affords to that return team. And when you've got a wide open field like we do here in the high school game, Jake's got a lot of opportunity. He gets good return yardage.
Let's see if Blacksburg can recover from that last one. It looks like we might have a change of quarterback. John Cook now coming in at quarterback from Blacksburg.
It's good to get the junior in, get him some experience. John is an outstanding quarterback, certainly not a step back from Trey in any means.
Receivers split both sides of the field. Here comes Salem. Handoff this time. Looks like the Keys on this side. Now,
I think Robert's in now, Robert Jennings.
Yeah, Jennings on the handoff, going to lose 3 yards on the play, going to bring up 2nd and 13. So Coach Chris trying to get some players some experience here.
And it's good. It's never too early to have a deep team, and that's for sure, Marty. As we go into this second half here, we want to get some good experience against a quality team and help his team really pick up some good quality.
2nd and 10 now for Cook. He goes back to pass. He rolls left, and then he's going to pitch it that far side. And it's going to be pitched to Sullivan, and he's going to lose another 2 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and 15. So going backwards here. Minus 2 yards. And got an injured player on the far side. So he might have a cramp over there. That's a Salem player down.
3rd down and 20.
3rd down and about 20 now, as the Bruins going backwards. John Cook is still at quarterback. Here comes Blacksburg. Cook takes the snap, going to hand off. No, he fakes it, going to look to the right side to pass a ball. The Salvo, but the ball is deflected and finally called over there. Caleb Schrader. It was attempted, it looked like it was going out here deep for the Salvo, and it was hit at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 4th down and long after only about a 5-yard pickup. Going to bring up 4th down and 15 as punting situation with 6:45 to go here in this contest. We'll be standing at about the 5-yard line. The ball was marked at the 18. Salem receiver is back at about midfield. He's going to have to drop back a little bit. Good punt there. Takes it at the 44-yard line. Got some running room on the far side. That's Keith Gaines. And he's finally knocked out of bounds at about the 47-yard line of Blacksburg. I was okay till you came back. I think it's all right here. It all has to do with this. Our reception.
I don't think the people at home care about our technical difficulties. Yeah. Let's just make it happen.
I mean, first down and 10 now for Salem on the Blacksburg side of the field, about at the 49. Handoff is to Smith. He's got some running room. Check that. That is Grigsby. He's going to be all the way down to the 22-yard line.
And Grigsby's a big one. 5'9", 226.
26 yards on the carry.
Filling in at the running back / defensive line position. That's a rare one, Marty. You're not going to get running back defensive line too often.
Thought it was a flag on the play out there. Something on the field. I don't know what that is out there.
Looks like a towel.
And one of the Salem coaches come out and get it. They're going to call a timeout. So he gets the towel, and they give him a break here. Clock ticks down to 5:47. We will stay with it. This is the last home game for the Blacksburg Bruins. Of course, they travel cross town, so to speak, cross county, to take on Christiansburg next week. It doesn't matter what the standings are. It doesn't matter what the records are. When those two face off, it's always a great game. Another reminder, be sure to watch the replay of this game and all Blacksburg High School home football games Monday at 7 p.m. and Wednesday at 3 p.m. on WTOB. That's Channel 2, Blacksburg's Community Access Television.
And credit to Durley Aguiar and Company who make this production possible with WTOB. Channel 2, the government community service channel. Durley does a great job every week filming these games, getting everything on the footage.
Going to bring up now a first down and 10 for Salem as they're knocking on the door again. We'll have to see what this young defense can do.
This is a character check, Marty.
First and 10 now for Salem. New quarterback now in for Salem. Didn't see his number here. That's number 14. That's Mark Hannaberry now. Handoff goes to the deep back. He picks up maybe a yard. Going to bring up 2nd and 9 now. Check that on the mark. He picks up 2. And several new players coming in for Salem.
And this is a big character check for Blacksburg, Marty, as they go into this final drive here, going into the quarter, 5 minutes, 23 seconds, 22, 21 on the clock. They need to bow up and get a big stop here. It's important.
Two receivers this far side of the field for Salem. Movement on the line. We'll wait and see what the flag is. Looks like the offensive line might have moved there. Yep, it's going to move it back 5 yards. Clean up second down and 11 now. Ball moved back almost to the 25. We have not seen many penalties this evening.
No, we have not. It's been a pretty clean game in that regard. Very sportsmanlike game too. You get a lot of helmet slapping going on out there, a lot of congratulatory. It's good to see.
Hannaberry's going to hand off this time to the big back. In on the play,
34, Aaron Anderson on the run.
He might have got back to original line of scrimmage before Tyler Holmes gets him, giving him 2 yards on the pickup. 3rd down and 9. So Salem knocking on the door again here as we tick down to 4:28 to go in the 3rd quarter. Power I formation with 2 receivers this side of the field. Comes the Bruin defense. Very quickly, all over the play is Dorian Jones. He was in there before even a snap took place, almost seemed like. And Salem's going to lose about 5 yards on the play. Going to bring up 4th down and 14.
DeRyan very explosive off the ball with a quick tackle. I don't know what you did there, but boy, that's deafening.
We got too many wires. Handoff to Hannaberry. He's going to go straight up the middle this time. And the handoff goes to Ross Stoward. Junior in there. Going to pick up the first down as Reynolds on the tackle. Going to bring it down to the 9-yard line. Going to bring up 1st and goal now for Salem.
It's the old adage, Marty. They'd be bad if they weren't so fast, so big, so deep, and so athletic.
First and goal now. No gain on the play. by Salem.
Whew. That's deafening, man.
Don't know what's going on there. We got a little shorts, but
Marty, I'm going
make it through.
to decommission myself in a minute for the benefit of all the folks at home and just yell into your microphone.
It might be better. Second and goal now for Salem. A power I formation. Hannaberry now quarterback. Handoff is to the deep back. This time it's to Anderson. Anderson's going to take it in from 4 yards out, and they're going to score again.
And I think at this point, the coaching staff for Salem is likely going to call off the Dogs, Marty. 54-7 at this point with the extra point upcoming. Even with 2:40 left in the third quarter, this ball game is going to be tough to make competitive in the short strings. It's all my connection. It's all in my connection.
Extra point is up and good. So with 2:40 to go here in the third quarter, it's Salem 55 and Blacksburg 7. We'll take this 30-second break here listening to Blacksburg Bruin football on Super Talk 101.7.
There is a better way to have fun with history. Visit americaslibrary.gov. Log on, play around, learn something.
Wow, great game going on in Cave Spring and Pulaski. 13-3, Cave Spring leading Pulaski. That's a big River Ridge District game and a big play into the power ratings. We've got 2:40 left here in the third quarter, and Salem has just went up 55-7 over the Bruins.
And Marty, I think we brought out the old school equipment. It's duct taped in 6. Don't touch it. You could break it. It's duct taped in 6 spots, but it's cranking. Let's get to work.
Here comes the kick. It's going to go into the end zone, and I don't think that was it. It's going to be a touchback.
I can't move.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
can't
I can't do. This is what the Bruins needed to win this game. A new microphone, a little excitement on the radio waves. Let's go, Bruins. Going to take this in at the 20. Need an 80-yard drive here real quickly. Make this happen.
2:40 to go in the third quarter still. And we expect that we'll probably see Cook bringing them back out. And it will be John Cook at quarterback. Grant stays on the sidelines. He didn't have a bad night, really. I mean, he had 3 interceptions, but still had over 200 yards passing. And you know what? That gives him 1,000 yards for the year.
1,080? Is that about right?
And not many people probably realize that down there right now.
Probably many people don't care about that right now. You are correct.
Handoff is to Keys. Or Sullivan. A lot of new faces in there. Going to pick up a 4-yard pickup. Going to bring up 2nd and 6.
And believe me when I say that Salem's defense is going to attempt to keep Blacksburg from scoring. Don't touch it.
I might have to. I was thinking maybe it's...
No, don't touch it. We got a good signal. We're doing well.
Cook back to pass, or back in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers this side. He's going to come over to DeSavo. Completed at about the 31. That's good for a first down, but it picked up 7 yards.
It's almost like there's an equator line here for the race. If I stay north of the equator, we're all right. If I move south, we're in trouble.
Yeah, but I think it's also the connection.
Don't touch the connection, Marty. All right, quick out there. DeSalvo with a great play. They're going to try to keep things short and sweet here, try to put together a nice drive.
Clock down to 1:41 now. First down and 10. Ball just about the 31-yard line. Cook on a quick snap here. 2 receivers both sides of the field. Handoff's going to come to Keys, or check that. That's Sullivan. Yeah, it's one thing we have not seen much tonight is those quick little handoffs that Coach Christ and the Bruins have done a lot this year. He's going to pick up 2 yards.
The difficulty with that tonight has been the upfield pressure that the Spartans have put on this Blacksburg defense, or the Blacksburg offense. By getting that upfield pressure, I know, Marty, we're standing uncomfortably close to make this signal work. By getting that upfield pressure, it breaks up a lot of the running plays, a lot of the upfield runs. that Blacksburg has been so successful with all year.
Cook back to pass, looks to the left side, and he overthrows his receiver. He wasn't going to change at that time. Jordan Glick on the attempted pass. Going to bring up 3rd down and 7, or 3rd and 8 for Blacksburg. Cook still remains the quarterback. 2 receivers split the far side of the field. Sullivan in the backfield now. A lot of movement on the defensive line for Salem. John sprints to the left. He's got a receiver wide open. Nice pass that play to Zasavo down the middle of the field. He brings it back to our side of the field, almost to midfield. Picks up about 12 yards. Check that 16 on the pass play. And going to bring it to the 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Nice job by Cook with 25 seconds to go. 16 yards on that pass play. DeSalvo was open, and Cook got it to him. 2 receivers split both sides. Cook still a quarterback. Clock ticks down to under 10 seconds here in this 3rd quarter. Oh, dangerous pass there, deflected, and almost came back to DeSalvo. The pass was intended for Jordan Wade. Clock stops with 2 seconds to go. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10 here in this 3rd quarter. Dangerous pass that time by Cook. Almost deflected back into the hands of DeSalvo. 2 receivers split both sides of the field. 2nd down and 10. Ball marked to the 49 of Blacksburg. We're down to 2 seconds in the 3rd quarter. This will be the last play of the quarter. Cook going to hand off very quickly to Sullivan. Sullivan's got some running room. Going to pick up a 1st down. Nice job by Sullivan. We'll see where they mark it. Going to be near the 40-yard line of Salem. We'll see if they'll give a 1st down. Looks like it's close. It is a 1st down. That's going to be the last play of the quarter. We're going to take a 1-minute break and be right back after this. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruin Football on Super Talk 101.7.
You know, we sing for millions of girls, but helping out in schools, that's the real deal, baby. I know our love can multiply, 'cause you're the X and I'm the Y.
I'm the cute one, you know what I'm saying? So, have you ever been backstage before?
Okay, guys, this is an abacus, an old school calculator. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Like the circle and the square, our geometry is a perfect pair.
Now, why should kids know about gravity?
Well, gravity holds them down.
I once was one, but now we're 2. I'm spinning out of control.
Oh, and back to Bill Brown Stadium as we begin the 4th quarter. Your score is Salem 55 and the Bruins 7. And the Bruins knocking on the door here. Flags on the play. I think they might have taken just a little bit too long on that. Ball's marked at the 40-yard line now after that 16-yard pass to get things going.
And we'll just hope and pray that this signal holds out long enough.
5-yard penalty called against the defense. Going to bring up 1st and 5 now.
Breaks going Blacksburg's way now. A couple of big catches by DeSalvo and company over the middle in difficult areas. I know that Coach Chris is proud of them for going in those real treacherous areas and taking the hits and making the catches.
Cook back to pass. He didn't even look at that one down the far side of the field. They're going to mark him out at the 1. DeSalvo,
so
39-yard pass. And Cook threw it and then didn't look.
Close, so close. DeSalvo with a great catch over the shoulder down the right sideline. Big gainer on the play. Going to be marked out at the 1 or the 2-yard line, it looks like. 1st and goal for the 2. Blacksburg putting together a nice drive here.
Cook had to throw the ball, and then he was under pressure, and then he had to dive out of the way, so he never saw the completion. 1st and goal now for the Blacksburg Bruins. The deepest they've been into Salem territory since the 1st quarter. Looks like a quarterback keeper on Cook. Touchdown, Bruins. 2-yard dive by Cook at the 11:48 mark.
Great drive by Blacksburg there. Great job of mixing it up on that drive. And
80 yards.
Keeping things lively. I told you it was all about the microphone at this point. We've got to pick up some mic signal, and we've got to bring the energy to this team. And that right there is going to do it, Marty, right there. All night long, we're good. As long as that guy doesn't beat down
the press box. The kick by Violet is up, and it is
no good.
No good.
Wide left.
So with 11:48 to go in this ball game, it's Blacksburg 13 and Salem Spartans 55. We'll take a 30-second break and be right back after this. You're listening to Bruin Football on Super Talk 101.7.
The best way out is by coming in. Going to family learning programs helps you and your family lead better lives. Call 1-877-FAMLIT-1 because making it after all shouldn't just happen on TV.
And welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium, where Blacksburg's put the impressive 80-yard drive together with a 39-yard pass play from Cook to DeSavo. They missed the extra point, but the score is right now 55-13. Salem leads the Bruins, and we've still got 11:48 to go.
Plenty of football left to be played here. The game actually, I don't know if it's going to become terribly competitive, but the game right now is Blacksburg put together a nice drive. Blacksburg put together a nice drive, and they've been very good through the last series. So let's see if they can. The defense can charge off the energy. Violet with the kickoff, going to kick it deep to the left side.
You're taking about the 5-yard line by Salem. They're going to bring it out. So got some blocking there, but Blacksburg's all over very quickly. Be brought down at the 22-yard line, and that's where Salem will begin with 11:39 to go.
Blacksburg defense can really build some confidence in this series if they can shut down the Salem offense and keep them from
Okay. It doesn't like you.
That's all right. We're going to work with that.
We have another vehicle that's blocking the driveway. Nobody's going to be getting out of here unless this freestyle JSY.
11:31 to go in this ball game. Salem will have the ball again. Another quarterback, new face coming in for Salem. You'll probably see a lot of new faces now for Salem.
Nick Leftwich in for the Spartans.
Used 3 quarterbacks so far this evening. Stoward to carry, picks up about 3 yards. Check at 4 yards on the carry. We're going to bring up 2nd and 6.
Big series here for the starting Blacksburg defense who's still in the game. Need to pick up a big stop here. If they're able to pick up the stop on this series, I think they can build some confidence going through the remainder of this game and going into next week. They can really build some confidence in this team's ability.
Young players still trying to see what they can do out there. Here comes Salem. Power I formation. The ball's on the ground. Let's see. Picked up by Anderson. He's got running room on the far side for Salem. I don't know where he came from. He picked the ball up and took off with it. Going to pick up a first down and be marked at the 37-yard line.
We had a pile of players at the center of the field, Marty, and I thought the ball was underneath that scrum of players.
I did too.
And the next thing you see is 34 shoot out the side and take off upfield.
16 yards on that fumble recovery for Salem.
Hey.
1st and 10 now, ball marked at the 38-yard line. When things go right for you, they go right.
When the ball bounces the right way, it certainly does.
Things seem to be going better for us.
I really don't want to talk about it because I'm afraid it'll jinx us.
Handoff goes to the deep back for Salem.
Looks like Anderson on the carry again.
Picks up 3 more yards, going to bring up 2nd and 7. We're playing with it a little bit here, and Mike Knight, our engineer back in the studio.
Mike, remember that I'm the one that has said repeatedly, Marty, stop playing with it, it's working.
I think we're doing a little bit we're doing a little bit better now. 2nd down at about 6 now. 43-yard line still on the Salem side. Going to go to a handoff to the up back. This time it is Stoward. Might have picked up 2 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Another big stop here. It's going to be third and pushing 4 almost. It's going to be a long 4, short 5. 9 minutes left in the game. Salem probably going to be content to keep it on the ground here. Maybe get their punter in to drop one in. So we'll wait and see.
Third down and short for Salem. Handoff is going to go to the up back again. That's Stoward. He's going to pick up the first down, or be at least close to it at midfield. By the way they mark it, it's going to be a first down. It's a 5-yard pickup as the clock ticks down to 8:40 now. Blacksburg defense still on the field. And they're keeping their heads up.
Blacksburg's defense keeping their heads up, and they should at this point, because honestly, buzzsaw is the only way that we can characterize this at this point. Salem's excellent. They're an outstanding team. I think they're a lot better than either Marty or I expected coming into this game.
First down and 10 now. The handoff is to the deep back. This time it's to Anderson. He's going to get to about the 44-yard line of Blacksburg.
Pick up of about 7 on that one.
Second down and 3. Clock ticks down to 8 minutes.
It's good also that the Blacksburg defense, number 73 in for Blacksburg, DeRyan Jones getting some work in there. 76 in for Blacksburg, also getting some work. It's going to be Chris Rayborn. So a lot of guys getting a lot of playing time. It's good for the team. It helps them build depth. This is as good opportunity for Blacksburg to build depth as it is for Salem to build depth on their offensive side.
Still have yet to hear a score from Christiansburg. We're hoping that someone in the press box might have gotten it by now, but we have not heard.
Good swarm by the defense there. 7 guys around the ball making the tackle. You still like to see that teamwork and aggressive play on defense at the end of the game.
Stoward on the carry again. Going to bring up about a 3rd down and 2. Holmes on the tackle. So he picked up 1 yard on the carry. 3rd and 2. Clock ticks down to 7:10. Again, to remind you, we'll be back on the air at 7 o'clock next week as Blacksburg travels to Christiansburg in a big cross-county game. Battle the Bergs, battle the county championship. It doesn't matter the records when those two usually meet. It's always a good game. Handoff to the deep back this time. That's Anderson. He's got running room around the left side, showing some speed. Picks up the first down for Salem. Picks up 5, maybe 6 yards, and they'll mark it at the 37-yard line.
On the tackle for that play, number 5, the senior Stuart Worley, 6'1", 150, playing quarterback tonight for Blacksburg. In for the game for Blacksburg right now, number 11, Greg Wanarena is in the game.
Go ahead, you say that.
I'm going to get through it here in a minute. Greg Wanarena is in the game. Also, Eric Howard is taking over for the deep duties in place of Greg Keys.
2 receivers split to our side of the field. Power I formation for Salem. Clock ticks down to 6:10, and they're at the 36-yard line and knocking on the door. Handoff to Anderson again. He's got some running room. Breaks 2 tackles, goes to the left side. He's at the 20, the 15, and knocked out of bounds at the 13. We'll bring up 1st and 10 there with 5:56 to go.
Brought down on that play by number 35, Charles Sullivan, bringing the tackle.
17 yards on that pickup, and he's got some speed when he breaks through the hole.
What year is Anderson? Let's look here on our chart. Aaron Anderson,
and Junior. We'll see him.
A lot of speed for Anderson.
First and 10 now for Salem. Ball's marked at about the 26-yard line. Handoff goes to Stoward, the up back. He's got some running room between the tackles. Finally brought down after a 6-yard pickup. Going to bring up 2nd and 4.
This is just a measure of pride right now for the Blacksburg defense, with Salem knocking on the door. Going to have it 2nd down and about 6 from the 15, from the 11. Mark that. It's just a measure of pride. How bad do you want to keep this team out of the end zone for the 6th time, 7th time, 8th time in this game?
Back on their heels again. Let's see what the defense can do here. 2nd down, about 7. Ball's marked at about the 12. Tower I formation for Salem. Stoward on the carry again. Gets maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. Picks up 1. Going to bring up 3rd down and about 5.
Great job of Blacksburg piling up in the middle. In on the tackle, number 33, Jason Pritchard, one of the defenders. Again, third down, medium range.
Clock ticks down to 4:15.
It's all about how bad Blacksburg wants it at this point to be able to hold them out for this final drive as we go in 4 minutes, 4-7, 4-6 left in the game.
Two receivers split to our side of the field, power I formation. Behind a Salem quarterback. Going to hand it Stoward again. Stoward just bruising it straight through. Going to be near the first down marker. Wait and see where they mark it. I think it's going to be a little short. Going to bring up 4th down and about 2.
All going to be about the spot here for Salem. Stoward is going to be short.
Trying to grind down the time down a little bit. See if they'll go for it. Taking a long time to make a decision.
Coach Phipps going to call a timeout for the Blacksburg defense. Probably try to give them a little break here.
We'll stay with it. 3:27 to go. Your score is Salem 55 and the Bruins 13.
Defense worked hard tonight for Blacksburg. They've been on the field a long time. Had a lot of opportunities. They've had a few big plays. They've also dropped a couple, made a couple of mistakes, but the defense has been out on the field a long time tonight, played pretty well.
Ball's going to be marked at about the 6-yard line, Kelly. Going to bring up 4th and 2. And I suspect that Salem will take their time here. They might bring in the field goal kicker, but with the time being called by the defense, that allows the Salem coaching staff to think about it.
Typically an offensive lineman in the game now is Talmadge Flincham, number 54, the big horse. Probably going to try to create a big pile in the center and make Stoward run over it or run around it. At which point, hopefully, his defenders are going to be able to get a handle on the tackler on the outside.
Salem offense comes back on the field. Clock ticks to 3:27 now. Be 4th down and about 2. They will go for it. Thought we might see a field goal attempt, but we will not. Two receivers split this side of the field. Power I formation. Will be handed off to Stoward, and nothing there. He didn't get it. He's going to lose maybe a yard, and the offense will come back on the field. Cook will bring him back on for the Bruins. They did not get it. So a nice defensive stand.
There's
for the
the
Bruins.
mark. 1st down and 10 from the head referee. Good job, Bruins. Great defensive stand. Again, purely a measure of pride, Marty, at this point in the game where your team's in there and they're struggling, and great defensive stand from the Bruin defense.
3:16 to go. Bruins take over at their own 6-yard line. You got to take every little bit as a positive right now with this young team, and that was definitely positive. Cook brings them in. A lot of new faces in for Blacksburg, especially on the offensive line. A couple of new players coming in we haven't seen much this year. Carmen Sellers back in on the guard position. Two receivers split both sides of the field. Cook is going to be under center, though, with one setback. That's Sullivan. He's going to keep it. Got some running room right behind the center. Pick up maybe 5 yards before being brought down. Nice job by Cook.
And now into the game for Blacksburg. Jason Emmel making it into the game. It's good to see some of these guys that don't get some normal playing time to be able to get into the game. Emmel, a junior, 5'6", 158 into the game, number 20 for the Bruins.
Cook now with 2:52 left to go in the ball game. Shotgun formation, ball's marked at about the 11. Going to bring up 2nd and 5. Quick snap. Cook's going to look out the pass. He's got a deep man down here. And it's going to be deflected and knocked away and intercepted. It was attempted out here for Jordan Wade, and it was just a little bit underthrown, intercepted that time by Quinn Mongan. And Salem going to be back in business with 2:36 left to go. They'll have the ball at the 47-yard line.
And that's just the way the ball bounced tonight, all night long, Marty. You heave a ball up, Cook with a presumably pretty good throw, underthrown by maybe a yard, and the defender is right there for Salem to bounce the ball into his teammates' hands. 5
interceptions this evening for the Bruins, but several of them have been defected like Kelly was saying. 2:29 to go. 55-13 with Salem with the ball and the lead. Handoff is going to go to the deep back. This time is to the big man. He's starting to get a lot of the carries. Ross Stoward, 5'9", 176 junior. Might have got back to the original line of scrimmage. On the mark, he will lose 1 yard. Going to bring up 2nd and 11 as the clock ticks down to close to 2 minutes here.
Holmes and Ballard and a host of other Bruins in on that tackle. Holmes still in the game, managing the defense from the center position, inside linebacker.
Cruzen comes into the game. A couple players trying to get off very quickly as Blacksburg sending some new faces in. Stoward on the carry, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, picks up 2 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and 9 now as clock ticks down to 1:39.
And 87, Connor Preston now in for the game. Coach Chris doing a good job of getting some of his reserve players in the game to get some experience, get a chance to play against a team like Salem. Good work by Coach Chris this evening.
Ball's marked at about the 45-yard line as Salem letting the clock tick down to now 1:15. Taking a long time to come out of the huddle. 2 receivers split the far side. Don't expect them to pass it here. Power I formation. Stoward is the fullback. Stoward's going to get the handoff. He's been the workhorse here in his 4th quarter. He just runs over 2 people to pick up the first down at about the 35-yard line after 11-yard pickup. Tell you what, Stoward's a bruiser.
Stallard is a big boy. Number 40 for Salem, Stallard, Ross Stallard, 5'9", 176. And another one of these guys that's marked as a running back, defensive lineman. And whenever you get those guys in there, you got a bruiser. You're not counting on him to get any finesse yards.
Well, matter of fact, he's listed as offensive lineman, linebacker.
Yeah.
He's not even listed as a running back.
Salem going to down it out here and close out the game.
Nice job by Rockenbauer just to take a knee, and that'll be the last play of the game as the clock ticks down to 13 seconds. Your final score here is Salem 55, Blacksburg Bruins 13. Of course, this is the last home game. We'll be in Christiansburg next week as the final game of the season, so you want to either catch it live or catch it here on Super Talk 101.7. You're listening to Bruin Football on Super Talk 101.7.